One of the things that I really love about painting, especially when I add something that is more realistic, to jump out of that. It's like I've played with the structure long enough and I can't stand it anymore. It's like I have to just let go, and it's like going from one side of myself to the other. I have two sides, really. I do. One side that's very logical, detailed. I use my mind, I think, I analyze, but then there's this other part that is so intuitive and it's like a free fall. And learning how to do structure and free fall while you're doing that, as well as free falling and adding structure to it so that you have a balance, is a really powerful thing to be able to do. And this is something that I have learned by being an oil painter. Over the years, I've done the dance between the objective, outward realism to the inner world of what seeming craziness, wildness, the unknown, and I love to balance both of them in my paintings. So sometimes you'll see me painting something that you'll know what it is. Other times you have to follow it along just like I am, because I have no idea what's going to happen. Most of the time when I paint, I'm watching the journey just like you are. I don't know where it's going to end up. Just like life, I guess, you know. Do we really know? Not really. But we do know what's here in this moment. We can be present with what's here right now. You can be present with me right here, right now. And we can play with this. That's what I'm doing. I'm just playing, enjoying being me, just for fun. Let's look at this painting, and I'll go into a little more detail of the process and what's going on with it. It's not finished, even though parts of it look like they are. So remember when you were a kid, maybe you did this, I did, where in school they had molds and you'd mix up plaster and pour the plaster into the mold. And then when it was dry, you could take it out of the mold and you had this beautiful sculpture, if you will. But you hadn't sculpted it. Somebody else sculpted it and created the mold from it, and you got to make a copy of it, right? This mold is what was used to create some of the design in the home that I'm in. And I needed that same design to go up above the TV. But in my mind, I was just like, oh, I could just paint that and duplicate it. But of course, that's not at all what happens when you're an artist. So I began with the picture, a photo of that piece on the wall, and started painting it literally, objectively, detailed like it actually is, right? But then the artistic part comes in. It's like every time I do a painting, I'm inspired by something in the physical world. Something outside of me inspires me to want to paint it. So I start with, it might even be just the edge of one leaf, or in this instance, it was just this structure of this, the spirals, and just the way it was formed. I love it. So I started with that. But there's a lot more that wants to happen. Let me turn this around so that I can show you a little more detail of the painting and where I'm at with it and where I plan to go. This structure that I'm painting from is balanced and has the same design on both sides. But I knew, even as I started painting it, that it needed something more, and something more wanted to happen. So in this painting, just like life, it's like the structure is there, but what's behind it? What is, let's break this open and go inside, go beyond that, and tap into that part. So that's what I'm going to do next with this painting, is discover what is this structure going to lead to within. I believe that we're all creators. We're all artists, if you will. We have messages or things inside of us that we need to say or share. And why? Because of what it does for us to express ourselves and express who we are. I'm taking a journey of oil painting that is different now than what I've done in the past. It's different in that I have usually kept my studio time to myself. I kept it private. I paint by myself because I am in a meditative state. I am in a state of connecting to the divine. And it's not a place where, just like a meditation, that you would invite other people into. However, I believe that it's a place where even if you've never painted, it's a way for other people to also connect to that. So I'm going to share my processes, share my paintings, uh, let you join me in the studio, use it in ways that just speak to me, that I feel like I just want to do. Yeah, why am I doing this? It's for me. I feel a need to expand myself, to connect deeper to who I am, and perhaps you'll enjoy it, you won't, it has nothing to do with that. That's up to you. This is about me being more open, being more vulnerable, being more expansive, doing something that is uncomfortable for me, stretching myself, sharing my experiences, and finding out where that takes me. I have no idea, but I look forward to the journey, and I invite you to join me.